What's up, barbecue fans? Welcome back to Patio. My name's Jake. You're watching Rum and Cook. Today on the channel, we're doing something that I have not done on the channel yet. In fact, I've only actually done it once before, and it was just recently for my Offset Rookie channel, and I made smoked Polish sausages. Wanted to make sausage for a long time, watching lots of videos, and today, for the first time on this channel, we're making some brats. So before I can show you where we're at right now, I gotta take you back to yesterday when we went through the process of making these. Let me show you how we did that. What's up, barbecue fans? Welcome back. We're not in the patio, we're inside. We're making sausages. We'll be outside the patio in a little bit. However, I have here 11 pounds of boneless pork. We're making sausages on the channel for the first time. You're watching Rum and Cook. My name's Jake. I like to cook things. I like to drink things, mostly rum. However, sausage is something that I recently made for the first time on my other channel a couple weeks ago, and it's about time we do on this channel. So today we're making some brats. These are garlic and onion brats. I'll show you our seasoning here in a little bit. However, the one thing it calls for is some lean pork. So I'm gonna do a 10-pound batch. My thought process here is we're gonna trim off some of the fat cap, and that will be that'll help lean us out a little bit. Try this up a little bit. And I think I can probably just trim off about a pound of fat, and that'll get us close enough. And as you can see here, we've got a pretty good fat cap there. How do we look on this side? And what I'm gonna do is I've got a scale over here. I'm just gonna try and cut off a pound. And I'm not gonna get rid of this. I'll use this in another video. There's actually not as much fat as I thought. A little lesson learned there. This has got a good chunk of fat through it, so we're gonna have to start taking some meat. There we go. So that leaves us with 10 pounds that we're looking for. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get these ready to go in the grinder. So we're just gonna get them small pieces. We can go over there. And if you're seeing here, you're gonna see sometimes an odd little vein here. We're gonna, not odd, but I don't want that in my meat. We'll put that aside. Don't need that in our sausages. Just keep an eye open for stuff like that. There's another one. And just like that, we've got 10 pounds of cubed meat. We're gonna throw it on our tray here. And we're just gonna throw this in the freezer for a good 20 minutes. Just put it on a cookie tray, throw it in the freezer, and that'll just keep it nice and food safe for grinding, because grinding does heat up the meat a little bit, and it'll just make the process a little easier. And here's what we're left with. 35 minutes later, everything is nice and cold. Let's put this guy together. And we're using our small die. One eighth inch, or I think it's 4.5 millimeters, just to give you an idea. And we'll put this on top like so. And today we're using my meat 3/4 horsepower grinder, and this is all nice and firmed up. So we'll just load this up. And you can, with this grinder, you can put it through fairly quickly. but you don't want to overload it. That'll be enough to get us started. We'll turn her on. This guy's quick enough that you can almost just drop it in there. If you take a couple ice cubes and just run them through, you just get the rest of the meat out of there. And that's it. That'll just add a little bit of moisture there. Let me get rid of our grinder and I'll pull our mixer. We'll get on the next steps. So today we're making onion and garlic brats. And this is a seasoning kit that comes from PS Seasoning. It comes with all the seasoning you need for 25 pounds of meat. It also comes with casings, which I have soaking in water, just natural hog, 32 to 35 millimeter casings. And if it needed a cure, it would have a cure. Last time I made the smoked pole sausage, so today we're making some brats. And if you go on their website or on the box here, it says for 1 pound of meat, what you need. And it's 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons. So since we're making 10 pounds today, I just measured it out and it works out to be about 20 grams. So what I did here is I poured it into a bag. I got a tablespoon, I got a teaspoon. We put 1 of these in, 2 teaspoons, and we came out to 20 grams. A little over, it was fluctuating almost 21 grams. So because we're doing 10 pounds of meat, we're gonna go up to 200 grams, which I'm probably gonna do 205 just to take care of the fluctuating piece. That should take care of that. 205 on the money, so you guys can see. Although you probably can't see it. My scale's so accurate, I moved it, now it reads 203. Close enough. The worst thing that's gonna happen is we're gonna have a little bit of extra garlic, but I think we'll be fine. What we're gonna do here is now we're gonna get our mixer assembled here. And this is the meat 20-pound mixer. You can mix this by hand, but I've wanted to make sausage for a long time, so I figured go big or go home. And just so you guys can see, we've just got some paddles that'll mix this up nicely. They have a 20-pound and a 50-pound. The meat is actually quite cold still. When you're doing a small batch of meat, it'll stay cold for a long time. There we go. And now what we'll do is we'll take our seasoning here. Give this a little bit of a mix up. And now that we've given this a good mix, earlier I stumbled and said beer brats. Felt like using a beer. We can use about 3/4 of this and see where we end up. This is an Alexander Keith's out of Nova Scotia in Canada. My parents were here not too long ago. And the unwritten rule, although I remind everyone when they come here, bring beer. So we're gonna give this a mix. This is gonna take 4 or 5 minutes. So it actually only took about 3 minutes. Didn't take that long. Nice, and we want to, if I had another glove on, basically you want it to stick, which we're doing. Means I got a little bit of beer. Let's get our stuffer set up. So here we have our meat 15-pound mixer. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this guy up with our sausage. And really what you wanna do is you just wanna pack this tight. We don't want any air bubbles. Throw it in the middle and then give it a good pack. And now we're ready to go into our stuffer. And what I've got here is I've just got a tray with some ice on it. We've got our middle-sized tube. Just the tip, and we'll back it up a little bit. And I've got this guy clamped down. And since I'm slow at making sausages, we're still on a tip from Smoking Joe's Barbecue, and we're just putting some ice in our tray. Here's our casings. As I said, these are 32 to 35 millimeter hog casings. They come in a kit. Put them in warm water for 45 minutes. Then I pulled them out, gave them a quick rinse, put them back in for 45 minutes. So we'll be in good shape there. Now all we gotta do is get the stuffing. All right, we'll throw some gloves on here, and we'll see if we can find ourselves the end of a casing. The thing here is you just want to find the opening, get a couple fingers in here, a little bit of water, that way we'll rinse out the inside of it. We'll put some water on our horn as the ice melts, and we'll put this guy on. This one's already got a hole in it. We definitely don't want to put something that's got a hole in it already. Probably could have used a little bit of oil on the horn here. It's sticking a little bit. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tie a knot at the end here. So the big thing here is you want to hold a little bit of pressure on the end so you fill up the whole casing, but we don't burst it. Man, this casing's got all kinds of holes in it. Hold on. Jeez. I mean, I may have caused that one hole, but we will squeeze this back into our sausage in a second here. Try this again. Try to make sure we're nice and plump there. When we've got the size we want, we'll just give this a twist. First time I had to twist sausages, I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tie this off because I had a couple issues there. I might be able to squeeze one more link in there, but I just don't see the need to do that. Although I probably shouldn't have cut it so short. Rookie mistake there. In the last one, I didn't have to make links. So I wasn't sure what to do here, but give me 20 minutes, I'll get this thing tied. All right, it's tied, but it's not, it's not as tight as I want it to be. We learned a little bit of a lesson there, folks. I learned how not to freak out on camera. Patience are not really my thing. Why making sausages with no patience, I don't know, but I've always wanted to do it, so we're gonna push through it and move on. I can always have more rum and coke when I'm done. So I think we're getting close to the end here. Got a bunch of sausage made. I'm surprised I ended up with this many. Thought it was almost done. There's only about 3 more sausages left, maybe 4, I'm thinking. So there we are at the end. Let me tell you, I must have had beginner's luck because the first time went a lot smoother. We definitely had some problems here. I broke some right at the end. I broke a couple throughout it and I just restuffed them, put it back in the stuffer. But we ended up with a fair amount of links here. Smells delicious. Now what I'm gonna do is we're going to put this on another rack, oven rack, just because I got so much water in here. And then I'm just gonna put them in the fridge overnight, let them dry. We'll try them out tomorrow. And here's our final product. So these sat in the fridge for probably about 16 hours now. This morning what I did is the bottom was a little bit moist still, so what I did is I put them on a rack and then I flipped them over and let them all dry nice on either side. So they're looking delicious here. Now all we gotta do is cook some up. Now the big thing here is we wanna start to separate them. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cook a couple for you today. And Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flash freeze them for a little bit just so I can vacuum seal them. And this is 10 pounds, so gives you an idea how much we ended up with. I had a couple that did explode on me. Oh, I don't know how much I'll make it in the footage, but there was some frustrating times, let me tell you. You gotta be kidding me. You're kidding me. I can't believe there's this much fucking stuff in here. There we go. We've got a bunch to work with here. I am gonna put a few on because I'm hungry. So let's put a couple of these on the Yoder. I've had it running for about 30 minutes at 400. Let those guys go. The rest, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it inside and I'm gonna throw them in the freezer real quick so I can get them ready to be vacuum sealed. We're gonna let these cook for a little bit and then I'll bring you back out when it's time to try them. So one of the things that's great about cooking sausage on the Yoder, we've got high but indirect heat. So what I'm trying to do here is I've got them off to the side. We're at 400. I cook a lot of sausage on my gas grill because I'm like, I want a sausage, I fire it up and go. The issue is that it often pops and then there goes all your juices. So if we cook this indirect at a little bit lower temp, we're not gonna have that problem. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get a little bit of heat in these off to the side, and then I'm gonna put them right over top of the diffuser door, and then we'll get a little bit of color on the outside of them. We've only been maybe 2 minutes here, so we're gonna let them go there for another couple of minutes and then I'll move them over. Now it's been a couple of minutes aside, we're gonna move them over to the heat. Let them go there probably about 5 minutes aside, and then if we need a little bit of color, we'll open the diffuser door. It's been 5 minutes, gotta give these guys a turn. I just heard a sound I don't want to hear, and one popped, we got it too hot. So we're gonna move them a little bit away from the heat now, so I can keep some of the moisture inside. Just goes to show, you can't rush cooking. I'll bring you back when they're ready to try. These guys are done. See if my bun's toasted. Not too bad. Let that toast just for another minute while these guys cool down. Ooh, that's hot. One opened. This one had a little hole that burst into it, but it's gonna still be juicy, and holy smokes. I think we'll let these guys cool off for a minute or two before we give them a try. However, they look pretty good to me. And the moment's here. Let's have a look. Got a nice toasty bun. We will sacrifice the guy that got all wrinkly because it split in half on me. But we'll get ourselves a nice little cross section. See how we look. Looks pretty good. Wow. Tastes pretty good actually too. Can actually taste the beer in them. Good texture. Skin's got some snap to it. Yeah. I'm actually pretty darn happy with those. They're definitely a little still hot, but really good texture, great flavor. I'd definitely make these again. Pretty happy with that for a second sausage making attempt. I am gonna put this on a bun and make myself a big old sandwich here, but you guys don't need to stay around for that. Hopefully you got some value to this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're thinking about making sausages, don't let it intimidate you. The first time will be tough, the second time will be tough, but it will get easier. Listen, my first time went pretty well. The second time yesterday, I was cursing up a storm while I had 3 or 4 explode on me. You just gotta go through the process and learn it. You can watch a whole bunch of videos, but I think once you give it a shot, you'll wanna do it again. And listen, there's nothing like a true homemade sausage. You're not gonna get that quality or that flavor anywhere else. So give it a shot. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, please do so below. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you soon.